Is your picture going to be on there?
My
With
picture?
me?
No.
Okay.
I mean, unless I come over here like this,
And
and then it is.
Okay.
Lean in.
Is it going now?
Yeah.
Okay.
It doesn't matter.
Hog the camera.
Yeah.
So this is an early life question. What are your most memorable moments from elementary school, or just one, or anything?
I'll give you two most memorable. And
Okay.
the first one wasn't elementary school. I was probably about 2 years old, according to where we lived at the time. And my mom was a registered nurse, and she always had nursing scissors, you know, because they'd carry scissors and they'd carry stethoscope and everything with them. And anyhow, I had a little friend over, and we went into my room and closed the door, and I cut her hair, and she cut my hair.
Jeez.
And
Wait, you were 2 years old?
yeah, and you know, it's this, you know, it's a, and I really could have been 3, but I know I wasn't any older than 3 based on where we were living.
Yeah.
So, and I have the moment in my head when Mom opened the door, and you know, saw us, and we have the scissors, and there's stuff all over.
What was her reaction?
You know, I don't. I'm sure her reaction was, you know, girls, what are you doing? Or you shouldn't have done that. But I don't remember that she got upset, although I'm sure she did. But I don't have a memory of her reaction.
Yeah.
But I know I have the memory of her walking through the door and us looking up at her like, oops.
Oops.
And my other, an elementary school,
Where was it? You didn't tell me.
oh, it was in Holdridge,
Holdridge.
Nebraska.
In Holdridge, yeah.
Yeah,
'cause
and
yeah.
that's how I knew about. And we lived. I was born there in 1956, and we lived there until 66, I think.
Oh, okay.
And that house we lived in was on the edge of town, and it's just one of my most memorable. Then in that same house, and I was still young, but there was a tornado that came over Holdridge, and we were sitting at like an oval kitchenette table, and Chris wasn't born. No, wrong kids.
John and
John wasn't born yet, but Mike was about 2 years old, and he was in a high chair, and my mom and dad and Steve and Mike and I were at this oval table, and it sat right in front of a big picture window, and we could see the tornado coming across the cornfield that was next door, or you know, across the street
Oh
from
my
us,
gosh.
because we lived like on the edge of town.
Yeah.
And it was coming. So what I remember most about that is that my dad rushes over, and we're all to go to the basement, and he rushes over, and he cannot get Mike out of the high chair. He's just
He's, like,
pulling.
stuck.
Yeah, he's just pulling him, not pushing, you know, not anything. And my dad brought him downstairs in the high chair.
Oh, jeez.
Because they couldn't get him out.
That's right. We all went downstairs, and Dad trailed us, and he had him in the high chair. So I remember that. That
So
was
how
kind of
old
funny.
were you about then?
So, well, Mike was in the high chair, so I'm going to say Mike was probably maybe 1 or 1.5, and that would have made me 3 or 4.
Okay.
Yeah. But another school, elementary age, I remember on the when I was in the 2nd grade, and I don't remember my teachers' names. People do this on FaceTime all the time. They'll do a random thing and name your favorite
Right.
teacher. Or, oh, go ahead.
Okay.
And I just have never done that.
Yeah.
I've just never remembered everybody. But this particular time, I was school was coming up, and we were at the babysitters, and we were going to go to the pool, which is in the park. And I don't know if it was Mike or Steve that was running ahead of me, but I was barefoot, and I was on the sidewalk, and whichever one of them they hollered back to me, glass ahead. So I ran off into the grass because I thought if we were on the cement and they're hollering glass ahead, I'd go off to the cement or off to the grass.
Yeah.
Well, there was glass on the cement, but the most of a broken beer bottle was sitting straight up on, in the grass, and my foot came down on it, and to this day I have a scar in the middle of my foot, and I tore nerves because there's
geez.
no nerves in that
Oh.
area of my of my foot. So
That makes my stomach turn thinking about that.
yeah, it does. And so if that wasn't bad enough, we had to turn around and go back to our back to Jean Gustafson's house, who was our babysitter, and I hopped back because my foot was bleeding,
Just trailing blood the whole way.
but I hopped on the wrong foot. That's a true story, and I apologize for that being part of your DNA, Corey, but I did. There was a footprint all the way back to Jean's house
Hopped on the wrong.
because I hopped on the wrong foot. Yeah,
Oh
it's
my
no
gosh.
kidding.
Oh my
So,
gosh.
so the real end to that story is I started second grade on crutches.
Okay.
And so that's always a memorable thing, I think, when you change your routine or what would be normal. And
Yeah.
for me, going to second grade on a pair of crutches, I mean, for a week. I mean, it was,
Sure.
I had the stitches in for a week.
Yeah.
Anyhow.
Whew.
So
Okay.
those are kind of some memorable
That's
ones.
awesome. That's awesome. You missed that one, Ian.
It's okay.
That's a good one.
I'll see it later.